Hello, Tech Edinam fans. We are going to continue with the built-in variables. In the previous videos, we have a test case that deletes all the employees. But the problem is we don't actually put any checks in place as to whether indeed there are employees or not. There is a keyword known as run keyword and return status, which we can use conveniently with the true or the false built-in variables. So let's see how those work together. So this is where we left off from the register employees. So let me quickly remove the false tags from here. So when I run this file, it's going to delete all the employees, if any, and then re-register the employees and delete them as well. So we still have a couple of employees on the page. So let's run and see what happens. So let's go back to PyCharm. And let me give these test cases the same tag. So it only runs the delete employees and register the John Doe and Jane Smith. And then let's say delete John Doe and then Jane Smith. So it deletes all the employees, registers the John Doe and Jane Smith, after which it deletes them as well. So let's run the file and see. So we have robot. Let me open another one. So robot, let's include a tag. The tag was delete all. Delete all. And then let's specify the logs folder. And then the path to the file to run. That will be the register employees. So let's run and see what happens. So it has deleted the employees. Now it's going to try to register the John Doe and then the Jane Smith. Now it's going to delete them as well. Yes, so all employees have been deleted. So suppose we run it again. Now let me just edit these so these do not run again. Suppose we run the delete all again. Let's see what happens. So let's open the log and check. Yes, so it's passed. All the test cases passed. So let's run the file and see. Now it's going to attempt to delete all the employees, but there's going to be an error because at this point there are no employees on the page. Yes, so let's check the log. Yes, it says the element with this XPath not visible after 10 seconds. Let's see the page screenshot. It is empty. It is waiting for the button with the text delete to appear on the page. But since there are no employees, it's never going to appear. So after 10 seconds, this keyword, the wait until element is visible keyword fails, and then the test case fails. But this test case, this delete employees test case is just to clean up the database in case there are any employees. So we should make sure it actually passes. It shouldn't fail because there were no employees on the page. So let's go back to PyCharm and see how we can address that issue. We currently have this delete employees, and it is waiting for a button with the text delete to appear. And if it doesn't appear in 10 seconds, then it fails. But the problem is, this is more or less mandatory, meaning it has to be visible after 10 seconds. But in this case, since all the employees have been deleted, it won't be on the page. There is a keyword we can use. That keyword is run keyword and return status. So we are telling it run the wait until element is visible keyword and return the status. So return the status whether the element was indeed visible or not after 10 seconds. So if it is on the page, if this element is on the page, then it's going to return true. If it is not on the page, it is going to return false. Then we can now use that Boolean value it returned to make a conditional statement. So this returns true if there is a button on the page, at least one button on the page, the text delete, and false if there are no buttons with the text delete on the page. But from here, from the line 26, we have the count equal to element, get element count. We are storing this value, the return value from the get element count in this variable. So the same way, this is returning true or false. So we have to store that one as well. So let's store it. So let's say this element present. It can be anything. So let's just use this element present. So it's going to store true or false. So let's run the file again and see what happens now. So it is waiting for the 10 seconds to be up. Yes. So let's go back and check. Now it has passed, but let's check. Is element present is false because the page did not contain any button with the text delete. Even though this keyword failed, the whole test case passed. It considers the test case to have passed, even though it failed, because we are just returning the value. Because of the run keyword and return status, it returns the true or the false, and we are going to use that to make an assertion. So that's why, even though this failed, the test case passed. The only thing is that we didn't use the is element present variable to make any conditions. So let's continue that. So now that we have the value, whether it is true or false, we can now make a condition that if this is true, meaning if there are any buttons on the page, meaning if there are any employees on the page, let's delete them. Then we have the run keyword if. So this is the if clause, so to speak, in the robot framework. So run a keyword if the condition is true, else run another keyword. So in this case, we have only two conditions, true or false. So we can delete the else if. So let's say run a specific keyword. So let's type there is element present. And then we now bring the true built-in variable, because this is a Boolean value and this is also a Boolean value. Since it is not a text, we don't have to bring the colon, we don't have to the apostrophe, sorry, we don't have to do this here. If it was text, then we have to bring that, but since it's a Boolean, we can ignore this. So run, let's put something here, log some employees on the page, else log all employees have been deleted. So we are telling it that if this is element present is true, meaning if there are any employees left on the page, then let's log this keyword, the log keyword. There are some employees on the page, else log all employees have been deleted, meaning this is going to run if there is element present is false, but we don't have to bring the condition because there are only two conditions. So we've already checked for if it is true. So if it was false, we just replace the true with the false and then swap this. But run keyword if element is present equal to true. Let's keep that one as the first one, and then the false on the second one for the else. So now let's run and see what it says. Yeah, still waiting for the 10 seconds. Yes, so let's go back and check. So it is still false because there are no employees on the page. And let's go to the run keyword if. Run keyword if element is equal to true, but it is false. False is not equal to true. So it's going to skip that first one, that first statement, and move to the second statement. That's the else. All employees have been deleted. We can see this because there were no employees on the page. So now let's register John Doe and see what we get. So we had delete D. So it's going to register John Doe and Jane Smith. So let's run it and see. Yeah, so it is registering. Yes. So it means now we have some employees on the page. Oh no, it's deleting them. I forgot to remove that one. Oops, let's try again. So re-registering the John Doe, now Jane Smith. Yes, so let's go and check. So we have the John Doe and then Jane Smith. Now let's run the delete all. Let's see what it says this time around. Now there are employees on the page. Yes, that's removed. Empty. So let's see if they passed. Everything passed. Now let's check. It says there are some employees on the page because there is element present is equal to true. So it is checking. If there is element present is equal to true, then run this keyword, the log keyword. And indeed, it's run that keyword. This is the text we typed. This one, there are some employees on the page. So it's running because there are employees on the page. And if there were none, it's going to run the log all employees have been deleted. But this is not what we want to happen. We want to put this, we want to run a keyword, or we want to delete the employees only if there is element present is equal to true. So because this is here, it's going to run this either way, whether there are no employees or not. But we want it to run only when there are employees. But the problem is this is not a keyword. But the run keyword takes only one keyword. So we can't use this over here. So meaning we have to create a separate keyword for this. So let's cut this from here and let's go and create the keyword at the keywords section. So let's see, look for deleting all employees. Then let's paste this over here. So this has not changed. Now all we have to do is reference that keyword. What was it? Look for deleting all employees. And if it is true, it's going to run this keyword. So if it is true, it jumps here and grabs all the elements, grab the count, the number of elements that match this locator, and then deletes them one by one. Clicks those elements one by one, and that should be it. So this test case will no longer fail because there were no employees on the page. So now let's run it again and see. So let me register a few of them. Let's see. Let me just add Michael to the fold. Yeah, delete D. And let's register them. So John Doe is registered. Jane Smith is registered. And now Michael is registered as well. So now let's try it one more time and see what we have. So we have the delete all. So we run it one more time, all the test cases. So delete all, delete all, delete all, delete all. So it's going to delete all the employees. Yes, deleting. Now it's going to re-register them. Jane Smith is up. Registered. Michael is registered. Now it's going to delete them as well. Yeah, Michael left. Yes, so let's check the logs. So everything passed. Everything is passing. Everyone was registered, and after that, deleted as well. And we have no employee on the page. Let's run it again and see. Now it's going to attempt to delete the employees, but there are no employees on the page. So even though there are no employees, it's not going to fail because we made provisions for that. So John Doe is registered. Jane Smith is registered. And now Michael. Now it's going to delete all of them. So we have a clean slate to work with. The last but not the least, Michael. Yes. So everything is still passing, and it took 1 minute approximately. And there are no employees left. Yes, so run keyword and return status. In a nutshell, runs or returns true or false if the locator is on the page or not. And then we can use that to make conditions. And we could have just written false over here and then swapped these, but it doesn't really matter which one you use. Yeah, and then let's say log something. Yeah, and that's it. So if it is false, then it's going to run this else to run the loop for deleting all employees. So let me switch it to how it was previously. Yes, and now let's do the true. But since there are only two conditions, and for the false we don't do anything. For the false we don't do anything. We can just leave it as it is. Let's remove this one. So if it is true, then let's do this. Else nothing, like nothing happens, because we are not really doing anything with the false. But if you have to do something with the false, then you have to bring the else and then put whatever you have to do in the keyword, like what we've done, and just reference that keyword. And we can go a step further by cleaning it up a bit. Since we have this, we can just remove the 3 dots and put it on the same line. So we have this. So run keyword. If this is true, then it's going to run this keyword. Thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share, because more content is coming. Thank you.